going on, everybody? Los here, coming at you with another video. This is a constant entry from my man Gorilla Todd's 1K subscriber giveaway. He already hit 1K, but you still have until April to enter. His contest video, I'm going to link the description down below, so just click on that. It'll take you, describe, go through everything. His contest is very simple. So if you're making a video, it's an origin story. As far as your collecting goes, when you started collecting, what got you hooked on collecting, and if you do have a YouTube channel, right, how did you start in the YouTube channel, right? What was your first video, whatever, right? But how did you get into it? So for me, I was around 10, 11 years old, something like that, and I ended up going to a antique store, and they just happened to have some comics, and I saw a Fantastic Four 108, right? Picture that right here. So I was able to buy this book, right? I mean, it was my own money. I forgot how much I spent, but it wasn't extremely expensive. But when I saw the book, it was a 12 center, I believe, or 15 center, and for me, being young, I just thought, oh man, it's going to be worth so much money because it's an old book. And come to find out, there was nothing significant about the book or anything like that. It wasn't really worth anything. But for a young impressionable kid, I didn't know any better, right? So my uncle, come to find out that my uncle collected comics, and he had an amazing collection, right? He showed me his X-Men #1, his Incredible Hulk 181, right? He had some amazing books, right? I think he had Iron Man 1, just amazing books. And he had 2 copies of this book right here, right? So Wolverine miniseries #1. He actually gave me a copy, and that was one of the first books. I mean, I read the Fantastic Four 108, but it was, it's 108, right? So it was in the middle of a story or whatever. This was the first time I actually got to read a story from the beginning, and it was, Wolverine's first miniseries, and it got me hooked, right? This was the book that really got me hooked on collecting. And from then on, I went to the comic book store, started picking up Spider-Man books and X-Men books and just Batman books and whatever I can get my hands on. Just started reading books. I had my core group of friends, but outside of that, I didn't have too many friends and stuff. And so we would collect together. We always have our stories, and we had our time, right? And this was our group. So that's what I remember most, and that's what really got me hooked into collecting, is that one book that's always going to stay with me. Unfortunately, this is not the actual book, right? The story behind that is I had a collection, lived in New York first, moved out to Massachusetts, brought my collection with me, moved into a house with a few other people, and everybody left. I got stuck holding the bag, lost my security deposit, lost everything. Had to come up with some quick funds to get a new place. Quickest way was to sell my collection, which included that book, which included some other big keys, and it hurt like hell. Fast forward a few years later, I ended up meeting my wife, with my girlfriend at the time, and she ended up getting me a birthday, I think it was a birthday or a Christmas gift. And my brother, they went to the LCS, and he knew one of my favorite characters, Wolverine. So he's like, hey, I think this will be a good book. He'll like it. So they ended up getting me this book, not knowing the significance of that book to me. And so it meant the world to me that book actually made it back, right? Because that was the first book that got me hooked into collecting. So I was definitely, excited to have it. Got it back. Sent it off to get graded. Came back as a 9.6. Chris Claremont and Joe Rubenstein came into town, brought the book, cracked it open, got it signed by both of them. Still came back as a 9.6, so I was definitely happy about that. But to get it double signed and to have it back in the collection, I was definitely excited to have that, and that book is not going anywhere. So that was my origin story as far as like collecting goes. Now my origin story for YouTube is pretty funny, because my first video that I did was for Reggie Collects. So Reggie had his 1K subscriber giveaway, and it was also a almost like an origin story, right? Like, why do you collect, right? And what do you collect? So it's funny that I'm doing another origin story for another 1K giveaway, which is pretty cool. But that was my first contest. You know, that was my first video. I was hesitant, right? I was on YouTube for a long time. I watched a lot of videos, didn't leave too many comments, and you know, I talked to my wife about it, and she's like, you know what? You love comics, you love talking about them. She was like, why not? If there's a community for it, go for it, right? You know, see what happens. So it was, you know, very hesitant, but I finally did it. Jumped in, did my video. Nervous as all hell in the video, right? It's kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, or you know, a little unsettling, I guess, if you're just like speaking to a camera. It's a little weird. And so I did my video, and the response to it was, for me, you know, incredible, right? There's this whole world like opened up of all these other people that have the same passion that I do. And you know, I got, you know, Kavi, Comic Books NYC. I got, you know, Matt Thanatos. You know, all these guys came out and supported me, and they're like, hey, you know what? You should make more videos. Reggie was like, hey, do more videos. You know, stay with it. And so since then, I have. My channel is not a large channel by any means. I put out content whenever I can. I have a family and work and everything, stuff like that. So it gets a little busy. So I can't have something like on the regular. I'm trying to do something like that. But, you know, that wasn't my intent. My intent was just to come on here and talk about comics with other people, like-minded people that like comics as well. And I've met so many people, right, in this community. And I've been on live shows with other people, collaborated with other YouTubers, and I've had people come on my channel, and it's been amazing, right? The camaraderie that this community has together is amazing, right? How they support each other. And it's just been a blast, right? For this last 2 years that I've been actually making content, fun doing it, and like I said, I just met so many people. I had the opportunity to meet a few people in person, which is actually pretty cool. And hopefully, after all this craziness goes away, we can get back to that, right? And I can start meeting up with people again in the community at cons and wherever. And so it's definitely going to be fun to do that. But yeah, I'm just enjoying the ride, man, and I appreciate it. And you know, I appreciate all the support that I get. And Todd, you know, congrats, brother, on 1K. You know, you're doing good things, man. You know, your auctions are great. You know, you definitely have the Teachers Lounge. So you know, you're doing big things, man, and just keep it up. And you know, I enjoyed the collaborations that we've done together, you know, some reviews, some indie reviews and stuff like that. So it's always been a pleasure, man. And appreciate it. Thanks everybody for stopping by. And until next time, peace.